So I'm starting a new diet. It's actually called the Dasani diet, by the way. That's right. The only thing that you can eat or drink is Dasani water. Only Dasani. Who even knows if it's good for you? Is it even water?
Why does Dasani have a fizz when you open it? That's a soda thing, right? That means there's something else in it.
The good news is I was joking about that. I don't actually drink that disgusting, volatile brand of water. But there are people doing exactly what I just did, just not with Dasani. At least not yet. You see, between the different niches on TikTok, the ones that seem to have the most interesting videos are on the food side. And no, not where people are showing off their homemade birthday cake or easy dinners for a weeknight with their family of 6. Those are great, and they're making me kind of hungry, actually. But no, the ones that I'm actually talking about are the people that are so into a specific diet that they actually become the diet. Do you remember those posters that hung around the school cafeteria, probably when you were in elementary school, that showed the perfect balanced diet? And on the plate there would be a little diagram of each section where the food would go. Maybe I just wanted the extra brownie and not the 5th can of sliced pears for the week. It doesn't have to make me feel guilty. Well, I want you to take that concept and throw it out the window, because I'm about to show you some people on TikTok that hate it so much that they decided to forge their own path and make everybody else join in with them. You must follow exactly how they eat, by the book, no exceptions, or you will rot in food hell for eternity. It's like a food cult. One person that seems to come to mind when you think of these different diets people consume is that vegan teacher, who, if you haven't heard of her by now, you must be living under a large pile of vegetables. She posts on YouTube, TikTok, and other social media platforms where she promotes her vegan lifestyle through numerous songs that she writes and performs.
Wanna get to heaven, you better be vegan. If you don't believe me, do you want to bet? Why the fuck aren't you vegan yet?
Similar to a lot of other vegan influencers, she raises awareness to the cruelty in the animal agriculture industry.
Meat is murder, so we will eat other things.
Calling out their bad practices and animal abuse. But there's a catch. That vegan teacher has explicitly stated that if you eat any meat, yes, even the chicken nuggets that you reheated from last night that are probably closer to radioactive waste now than chicken, that you're a murderer. Hey, can I get a double cheeseburger, extra pickles, double on the mayo, but make it raw meat? Yeah. Well, stop right there. You're under arrest for burglary. Then there's the Liver King, who is the complete polar opposite of that vegan teacher. I mean, who would have thought, right? Vegan teacher and Liver King? But in all seriousness, the Liver King makes videos promoting his carnivorous lifestyle, eating all sorts of very questionable things. Though until recently, he's been under some fire promoting his supplements, saying that you could get his exact body by taking them, when in all actuality, he was just taking steroids.
Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
So naturally, he's getting sued thousands of dollars by his fans, potentially ruining his reputation forever. However, the Liver King isn't the only carnivore promoting his lifestyle across social media, as there are a lot of people on TikTok doing that exact same thing. So I was digging down the rabbit hole of this carnivore lifestyle, and I found this account called itscourtneyluna, who claims that the carnivore diet isn't just used for better health, but for weight loss as well.
They don't want us to know that we can heal ourselves. They don't want us to know that through a simple lifestyle and diet change, we can thrive.
She makes dozens of videos showing off different recipes, some more interesting than others. All of which include nothing other than meat.
Was breakfast for today. I cooked up some bacon in the air fryer, then I cooked up ground beef. I had half a pound. I had this shrimp that tastes like lobster for dinner.
I mean, when you're used to eating so much meat, it probably does all blend together at some point.
Topped it with butter and then had a chunk of butter for dessert.
Can I offer you some bread?
Let's make some carnivore-friendly bread.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention, it's only made of meat.
2.5 ounces, I blend them up. Then I cooked 1 pound of ground chicken, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 6 eggs, blended it up real good.
Okay, hey, come here. It's technically meatloaf, but we're not gonna tell anybody, okay? Carnivore latte. It says cream and milk-free coffee drink, but I thought she just ate a stick of butter.
Chunk of butter for dessert.
It comes from the same thing, doesn't it? They both come from a cow. She also has a recipe for mayo, and I mean, it's mayo, right? How could you go wrong with mayo? Some people love it, some people hate it. You're never gonna guess what this one's made of. You're never gonna guess. Ready? Oh, sorry. There's butter in it.
And look how beautiful that looks.
She has a recipe for mac and cheese, but there's no noodles. It's just meat.
This is like hamburger helper without the noodles. I cooked up 1 pound of ground beef and then I took it out of the pan. I ditched the grease. I added in a couple tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of cream, and 2 cups of freshly grated cheese. And then I added in the hamburger meat, served it in bowls, and we all loved it. I hope you enjoy.
All right, I'm gonna be showing you how to make mac and cheese today. First, you're gonna need a box of noodles and a stick of cheese. And you're gonna put them in the pan, you're gonna look at them for a second, and then you're gonna take them right back out because we're not using any of that, and we're gonna fill it all with ground beef. She also has numerous videos where she shows what she eats in a day following the carnivore diet. And as you would guess, everything involves meat.
Started my day with some bacon. I also cooked up some eggs. And then for lunch, I had salami. I wanted to make sure I was hungry for when we went out to dinner. Had this filet with herbed butter and butter for dessert.
We're not even going to address the butter situation right now. I've watched a lot of videos following this diet to the point where I'm starting to believe that what I'm eating is completely wrong. I'm not entirely sure what these people seem to have against vegetables. I mean, have you even seen one in any of these videos? There has to be some kind of vegetable somewhere, right? Just one? Anywhere? Not a single vegetable in sight? Maybe the carnivores are convinced that the vegetables are out to attack them. Like they're living in some sort of Trojan horse, planning and plotting to kill them, when in fact they're just trying to make you live longer.
This is why we don't eat vegetables.
Because they give me stinky gas and I ain't trying to smell like a skunk.
Because they make me feel so bloated and give me a Buddha belly. And
they taste like dirt.
But I think vegetables grow in the ground. Like in dirt? Aren't you supposed to be washing them before you eat them anyways?
Plus, vegetables are sprayed with tons of glyphosate, pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals.
I mean, I'll put chemicals on my body, but I'm not gonna eat them.
And they're just lumping every single vegetable together. This is like saying that I don't know anybody from Ohio, so Ohio doesn't exist. You can't just group vegetables together and say they're all disgusting, they're all sprayed with pesticides. Like, where do you think it all came from? How do you think we're still living? It's not like all these chemicals existed hundreds of years ago. We've just gotten bad at preserving food.
Also, why would I waste my money on old,
rotten,
moldy,
stinky veggies?
Yuck.
Well, you know, you also could grow your own. So then you don't have to deal with the price, you don't have to deal with the pesticides.
When I could eat nutrient-dense,
juicy,
delicious meat.
Which has way more bioavailable and absorbable nutrients than vegetables anyway.
And the source is none other than your mom. What do I know? I don't know anything about plants. I have no idea. Absolutely no clue. I think if they wanted to get the point across to only eat meat, they could have done it in a better way that didn't point out sounding like a toddler who didn't want to eat Brussels sprouts.
They taste like dirt.
The carnivores of TikTok are convinced that every single vegetable that exists is sprayed in chemicals, soaking, dripping in pesticide. But no, this isn't an OnlyFans, don't turn off.
These poor broccoli are sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, Roundup.
Like the meat you buy at the grocery store isn't the same thing. There's a reason they call it organic, free-range, grass-fed, because what do you think is in the stuff that's commercialized? And I'm just kind of curious who's even watching these videos. Who really needs to be this convinced to never eat vegetables again in their life?
Save the plants, eat the animals.
Are they like, yeah, you know what? I'm sick and tired of eating vegetables. I'd rather get scurvy than eat a single piece of broccoli ever again.
Gout causing breakfast, clogging arteries for lunch, and dinner, scurvy.
Then there's other carnivore accounts who take it even more extreme than you might think, such as steakandbuttergal, who, as the name suggests, only eats steak and butter, who promote the idea of eating the same thing over and over again throughout a specific amount of time to see what happens to their health.
What happened after I ate this food right here for 30 days straight, and specifically 1 stick of butter every single day.
Eating a stick of butter for 30 days straight? What could go wrong?
Here's a typical day of eating for a 4-year high-fat carnivore gal. I love snacking on cold butter, but I also love adding it to my hot beef bone broth.
I don't think I've ever thought of the day that I would hear somebody say that they love snacking on butter. You better not believe it, but I love snacking on butter. Help me! Help me! Help, help, no more butter. No, no. The TikTok carnivores have also claimed to receive certain health benefits from their diet, like how they've stopped using deodorant, showering, brushing their teeth, and that's all after saying goodbye to vegetables forever.
One of the biggest misconceptions about eating meat is that it makes you stink. But after 4 years of eating meat, I no longer use deodorant, toothpaste, body wash, or soap.
Where did she come up with that claim? Did people actually tell her, or is she just not looking behind her at all the people covering her nose? What, you don't shower in butter and oil all greased up like you're getting ready to go on the world's largest slip and slide? Now at this point, it's probably satire, especially this specific account. Who actually says that they stopped showering, brushing their teeth, using deodorant, being hygienic at all, just to say that they replaced it by only eating meat? Is anyone actually following this advice? How is this even useful? Maybe it is useful in the case of a sudden apocalypse. You know, you're running from zombies all day and you don't have time to bathe. And no, Pedro Pascal is not going to save you. So stop eating butter in the corner, Maddy. At the end of the day, people can do whatever they want, right? Eat whatever they want, go on whatever diet they choose. You know, we're all gonna die anyways, so live your life how you want. If you want to eat a stick of butter every single day, by all means, go for it, okay? Just don't blame me if you get a heart attack. Please just call 911. I don't have medical training. All right, that's all I have for the video today. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one. Just remember, stay cool. Here, I brought you something. Brought you a little treat. It's raw meat.